What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of reactions, reviews, and rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have the Black Mages. Yes, indeed. How about that? The Black Mages making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Declane, and this is actually Declane's prioritized request for the month of January for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Declane. Hope you enjoy the show. Declane wanted to see me react to this. It is the Black Mages featuring a live orchestra. I have no idea which orchestra it is. It just says a live orchestra with a tune from Final Fantasy entitled One-Winged Angel.
Can Penta counter for the fifth time tonight? No, he cannot! One-Winged Angel!
Now, have I heard this song before? Okay. Here's where things get really complicated. I've done a reaction to a guitar cover of this song back on the channel back there. And during the course of the reaction, I'm going to say the exact same thing now that I said then. The only Final Fantasy game that I have played is Final Fantasy 14. Now, I do know in that game, from what I have been told, this song, One-Winged Angel, is used in Final Fantasy 14. I have no idea where. I have no idea what stage. I think it's a boss battle. From what I've been told, it is a boss battle. But I have no idea which boss it is. But that's the only Final Fantasy game I play. And a lot of people, in the comments have said, Final Fantasy 14 isn't really canon. It's not really part of the lore. And then that started a war because then all the Final Fantasy 14 fans came out of the woodwork and said, "Are you nuts?" And I ended up having to block a few people because they broke the rules of the channel and they started getting personal with each other. So I put the kibosh on that argument real quick. Well, arguments, several arguments. Is Final Fantasy 14 part of the canon of Final Fantasy's lore? I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care. I enjoy playing the game for the game. I love the mechanics. I love the fact that the game developers actually run the game properly with moderators who actually pay attention and do their jobs. So, I mean, it's a very well done game, great soundtrack, great voice acting, and great mechanics overall. It's a fun game to play. So, if you've never played Final Fantasy 14 online, try it. Before you judge, try it. See if you see what I see, because I love the game. As far as One-Winged Angel goes, I know I've heard it. I heard the guitar cover, but I know I've heard the song. But if you were to take 5 songs from Final Fantasy 14, put them in front of me and say, which one's One-Winged Angel, I would have no clue which one it is. You could play them, and I wouldn't be able to differentiate between any of them, because, folks, I think at one point, I don't know where we're at now in the game, but at one point there were over 120 different pieces of music written for that game. Man, there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep track of all of those. No way. Especially not within the context of a video game. So I'm sure I've heard it. I might even recognize it. I don't know. We're going to have to kind of play this one by ear. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, this was posted by Facundo SZ. Zzz. Sure, why not? Zzz. Yeah, we'll go with that. And the video has 178,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. The Black Mages, One-Winged Angel, Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children, live with Orchestra, HD 4K. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I just gotta point this out. I just gotta point this out. There it is. So we obviously have a couple of fans of the game who have played the game, understand the game, and they're totally into it. Everybody else in the audience is just like, oh, what a nice piece of music. They have no idea what this song is from. I honestly don't either. I know the song is from Final Fantasy. I know it's from Final Fantasy lore. Apparently, this song originated in Final Fantasy VII, but it has been used in other. Like I said, I'm almost positive it was. I was told it was used in Final Fantasy 14. I'm gonna be honest with you, folks. I don't recognize it, but just because I don't recognize it doesn't mean it's not there. So, but it's always good to see real fans in the crowd. They love it. We had some more headbangers in the crowd. All right. Uh-oh. Well, we got crowd interaction covered. Jumping into the crowd and walking up the aisle while playing a guitar solo. Yeah, that I would absolutely count this as crowd interaction. You better believe it. Quick question, since I'm paused here. So it's the Black Mages and an orchestra. Now, my question is this, because I'm looking at the setting, and this to me screams orchestral concert. Everybody's seated, it looks like we're in a concert hall. Everybody's dressed really nice, I'm not 100% sure. I feel like this is a symphonic concert, and the Black Mages are the rock band, obviously. There's a very clear distinction between the orchestra and the rock band. So I'm guessing the rock band are the Black Mages. So I'm guessing that this is a symphonic orchestral show, and the Black Mages are special guests for this one song. Is that what we're doing? Or the other possibility, this is a concert for the Black Mages, and they have an orchestra accompanying them. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about this. So if somebody in the comments could please clue me in, which is it? Is this a concert for the Black Mages, or is this a orchestral concert and the Black Mages just come out for this one song and then they disappear? I don't know. Please fill me in, because if I had answers to that question, I would have a lot of other questions answered. A lot of other questions answered. Anyway, let's get back into this. Switching between 6-8 and 4-4. That was nice. Oh, all right. So the band's leaving, the orchestra's staying. Okay, I think I just had my question answered. Oh, wait, but hold on. The conductor's following them. And the orchestra's now leaving. Okay, well, maybe I don't have my question answered then. Ah, nuts. I was really hoping that was going to be it. Like the band leaves and the orchestra's going to stay and the orchestra will continue the concert. Well, that would answer my question. But everybody's leaving the stage. Oh, my head hurts. Okay. Oh, I still don't know which it is. Is this a concert for the Black Mages or is this a concert for the orchestra? I don't know. I'm really hoping someone in the comments will let me know. All right. Man, I hate it when I'm in this position. I have to come up with a score now with a lot of questions up in the air. I'll figure it out. I'll come up with something, I promise. Yeah. Whether it makes sense or not, I don't know, but I'll come up with something. Let me get my thoughts together as much as I possibly can, and I'll see you in the review, and we will try to talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was the Black Mages featuring a live orchestra. That's all it says is a live orchestra. Performing a tune from the Final Fantasy lore, One-Winged Angel. This was a request from Declane, and this was actually Declane's prioritized request for the month of January for being a Silver Tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Declane. I hope you enjoyed the show. There were a number of factors that I hate to say it, but kept me from really diving deep onto this and really, getting nitpicky and everything. Because there are just so many unknown factors. I can't, now listen, I came up with a score, okay? But if I had more information, if I knew more about what was going on here, if I was more familiar with this piece of music, apparently it originated from Final Fantasy VII, apparently. And I've been told it was used in Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if it actually was or not. I'm going off of what I was told. And folks, unless you know, and unless you have heard it for yourself and you know for a fact it's on there, when you're basing assumptions based on what people tell you, it can lead to problems. It can. So taking everything into account as best I can, and taking all of what I am basing my score on with a huge heaping tablespoon of salt, I have a score. Now, I really hope when I give this score, people will be forgiving and understanding that I don't have all the facts. Before I give my score, let me just say this. Before anybody goes and blames Declan for not giving me all the information, I specifically tell requesters not to tell me anything about requests, because I don't want to be told something that might potentially influence how I feel about a song, influence my perception of a performance, might spoil a surprise or anything like that. So I always tell the requesters, look, if you feel compelled to tell me something, just give me the bare bone basics. Don't give me any specific information, because I want to go in to my reactions as blind as possible. So in a situation like this, unfortunately, it kind of backfired on me. So before anybody goes blaming Declan, don't blame Declan, okay? Declan just did what I asked him not to do. He did not give me any information. He did not spoil anything. He did not pre-frame me or set expectation for me that might have influenced me one way or the other in regards to the reaction. So guys, don't blame Declan, okay? If you're gonna blame anybody, blame me, blame my system, okay? I'll eat it, that's fine. So anyway, let's get to the score, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.3. What does that mean? Well, an 8.3 would translate to a great scale rating, because overall, I think this was a great presentation. It would also get 4 out of 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Yeah, let that one sink in for just a few seconds. So there you go, an 8.3, great skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. So, like I said, there are a lot of questions I have. The biggest question, and honestly, probably the only question that, depending on the answer, may have actually affected the score, either in a positive way or in a negative way. It could have gone either way here. The only question I really have that might have affected the score is the big question. Was this a concert for the Black Mages that was accompanied by a live orchestra, or was this an orchestral concert, a classically geared orchestral concert that for this one particular piece, they brought out the Black Mages to accompany them? Honestly, that may have affected the score. And depending on the answer, it may have gone up or down. I'm not going to say which was, going to be the one that could have raised it and which one would have lowered it, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because I've already given the 8.3. I'm not changing it, okay? You guys can give me the answer, and depending on what the answer is, I personally might feel like, oh yeah, I would have given it a higher score. Actually, I'm glad they didn't, because I would have given it a lower score. I'll think it, but that does not mean I'm going to change it. Nope, my score is set in stone. I will not change it, okay? So once it's been delivered, it's been delivered. I do appreciate the construction of the song. the composition and arrangement of the song, it felt good. I love the change in feel that they used quite frequently, switching between halftime, straight time, and even double time, locking in with the snare on the kit. Yeah, he was playing on those offbeats, on the offbeats of one, and so on the ands, one and two and that I like it. I think it was very well done. I love the fact that they did that, and it absolutely it was one of the major factors that kept me engaged with the song. I didn't end up drifting off to sleep. It's a powerful song. Yes, it is. It's well written, well constructed. It was enjoyable to listen to. Absolutely. I don't recognize it. That's not to say it isn't in Final Fantasy XIV. It might be, but I do not recognize it. And if I'm being honest, I'm even trying to relate back to that guitar cover that I did a while back, and even that doesn't compute. I think it's because that was a guitar cover versus a actual orchestral performance, along with the Black Mages, a full rock band as opposed to one guy. So, I mean, that's like comparing, apples to tennis shoes. It doesn't really work out. But I did enjoy the piece. What I really enjoyed? I loved watching the crowd. I loved watching the crowd change. When the song started out, everybody was very, straight-laced and sitting there prim and proper and, just listening to the tune and enjoying the overall atmosphere. By the time the song was done, everybody had their hands up in the air. Everybody was clapping, and, we had some headbangers in the crowd too, which I appreciated. I always love it when I see that, especially at a classical concert. I love that. Some people are just more into the music than others. That's all there is to it. That is not a slam against those people that were enjoying the song either. I mean, I know a lot of people they don't know how to behave in a classical performance. I'm sorry.
I respectfully disagree.
Everyone's going to enjoy music the way they're going to enjoy it. And if they feel compelled and they are emotionally compelled and, to take it further than most people are willing to do, as long as they're not hurting anybody, and as long as they're not breaking any rules or any laws. If they're not doing, as long as they're not doing anything illegal and they're not hurting anybody, what's the problem? I honestly don't see a problem with it. Let them headbang. They're having fun. Let them enjoy their fun. You want to sit there straight-laced? That's on you. But by the time the song was over, most of the crowd was rocking out. And I love seeing that change in the crowd. That means you guys won the crowd over. Good on you. I also really enjoyed the fact that we had that one guitar soloist who decided to break the rules and jump off the stage and, walk up one aisle, cross over behind the soundboard, and then walk back down the aisle to get back up on the stage. Folks, that is crowd interaction. I'm sorry, but it is. And you don't see crowd interaction too often in a classical style performance. So that was great to see. Breaking some barriers, breaking some walls. That's always fun. I think the orchestra did a fine job of performing the piece. I don't know how accurate it was. I mean, like I said, I don't really recognize the song, but it sounded well performed. Everything lined up. Everything flowed like a river. I mean, it was just smooth as glass. Every transition sounded good, whether we were in 4/4 or 6/8. It all flowed very well. I love the addition of the choral performers in the back. They definitely added to the overall performance. I'm trying to imagine this piece of music without the chorus, and honestly, I can't imagine it. I mean, it would be, I don't want to say lifeless, but it would be pretty dull without having those additional vocalists in the background. So I'm glad they were there. As far as the rock band goes, I believe that's the Black Mages. I think they did a fine job. I have no issue with anything they did at all. Everybody who got a chance to solo, whether it was the guitarist or the keyboardist, even the drummer had a couple of spots where he got a little 2-measure or 4-measure fill, and he did a very tasteful job on those as well. The bassist locked in with the drummer really well. I mean, he didn't do anything all that, amazing, like from a soloistic standpoint, but man, bass players who lock in with drummers, you got to respect them because that's their job. But you'd be amazed how many bass players don't get that. I don't understand how, but you'd be shocked at how many bass players will sit there and go, I'm supposed to do what now with the drummer?
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful.
The conductor was a lot of fun to watch, pretty animated. I mean, he wasn't Gary Pratt, jumping off his podium and, walking around while conducting through the entire band, but he was still a lot of fun to watch. He was very engaging with the orchestra. No, overall, I think this was a great performance. I really do. I dug it. And like I said, if people could do me a favor, answer questions that I listed, what kind of concert is this? Another question I would love to have answered, and please don't speculate. If you really know the answer, like if you are 100% positive that your answer is correct, then please answer this question as well. Is this song used in Final Fantasy XIV? And if it is, where? What battle? I would love to know because I don't recognize it. And I've played the only thing I haven't done I haven't done the ninth DLC. I haven't done I think is it Dawnbreak or Dawn something? Dawn something. I haven't done that one. I've done everything up to there. So I've played most of the game. I don't know if I've heard the song or not. I may have. It's like I said, I've gotten through the 8th DLC. So is it? Is it? And if it is, where was it? Where did I get? I want to go back. If it's a boss battle, I would love to go back. If it's a repeatable boss battle, I would love to go back and hear it in the context of the game. I know, and I hear this all the time, you need to play the Final Fantasy games. Trust me, folks, I know. But I'm on a lot of other games right now. I'm still playing Destiny 2. I know.
What's the matter with you?
I just recently got into Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm playing that. Gosh, what else am I playing? On deck, I've got... I got a lot of games. I got RoboCop Rogue City on deck. I got a bunch of games on deck, guys. It's crazy, but I know. I need to get around to playing the Final Fantasy games. Trust me, I know. It is in my list. I think I bought pretty much all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 2 10s. Is that right? There's 2 10s. X1 and X2. I got them both. They were on sale, so I just forget it. I'll just grab them both. So I have them all, as far as I know. I even got 15. I haven't played a single one of them. So I know I need to get around to it. I will start at the beginning, I promise. I will start at 1, and I will work my way through. But as far as this performance goes, 8.3. Yeah, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.3, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.